Alright, these are our ball and receivers that we have here. Each one of them used for a different application. They each have different rises and lows and lowers on them. You kind of have to judge this when you're hooking up a trailer to see, because your trailer has to ride 6 inches from the lowest point of the trailer. So determining on where their hitch is at and how high the load's going to sit on the vehicle determines on which one of these ball and receivers we're going to use. This is pretty standard. This is what you're going to see most of the times when you pull in here. It's a 2-inch drop. Easy way to fix a 2-inch drop if you need to raise it real quick is you can flip the ball over, put the ball on the upper side just like it is here, or if you think there's going to be an issue with taking it off, just go ahead and grab one up front and make sure you put it on your yellow copy. It takes 1.5 inch socket to remove one of these balls about 90% of the time. If not, you'll have to go and judge the correct socket to pull the ball off if we have to. Next, we're going to go up here over here into this 3-inch rise ball. You can also make this a 3-inch drop just like you did these, just by flipping it over, taking the ball off, and you're going to want to tighten it all the way up until your washer recesses right here, the lock washer I'm thinking to put on here. And flip it over just like that, and that turns it from a 3-inch raised receiver to a 3-inch drop. You're going to put that on there and you're going to tighten that up until this little washer right here recesses all the way to its flat, just like this one. Next we've got it's going to be a 5-inch lift right here, and it can also be turned to a 5-inch drop. You very rarely have to flip them over. If you do, you're going to do the same thing we just did in that last one. Generally it'd have to be like a Hummer or some jacked up vehicle to have to flip this thing over. But in that case you grab this one right here. Right here next to it we've got this is made for like cars or smaller SUVs that have a smaller towing package on them. They have a smaller shaft where it slides in, as you can see. They also take a smaller ball, kind of like an S10 bumper. We have these balls right here. And if you ever grab one, they've got 2 different sizes on them. You're going to make sure that the 2 is facing up and not the 1 7/8. I'm going to take this off. And there's a 2 right here, and this is 1 7/8 on this side. So we're going to put the 2 facing up. And this is going to go more or less into like a Ford Ranger or a Nissan Frontier or a smaller vehicle like that into the bumper. So you never want to put the ball this size into a hole this big, because what you're going to end up with is a lot of play, which can lead to disaster. So if you're dealing with a hole this big, you don't want to stick a shaft in it this big. As you can see, that moves for play and transit. So make sure we always put the right shafts inside the right hole. Right there. And that's about it on the 2-inch ball and receivers.